about the plants and what they need. We always said that for photosynthesis, we need the carbon dioxide and the water for the plant, but the plants need way more than sunlight, carbon dioxide, and water. The carbon dioxide is going, so it needs carbon dioxide. It goes from the atmosphere through the stoma or the stomata into the plant cells, into the leaves. The other thing is the water that is carried from the roots to the leaves where the photosynthesis takes place through the xylem. Sunlight is important for the energy that will excite the electron on the chlorophyll. Nitrogen for nucleic acids and proteins, they are supplied by bacteria and fungi. It needs also sulfur. Sulfur for the protein, nucleic acid, phosphorus for nucleic acid, magnesium for the chlorophyll, because the chlorophyll contains it, and iron ion that is part of the proteins in the electrotransport chain in the cellular respiration. So all these four are found in the soil solution, and they are going to be absorbed through the roots from the soil. So number two, what we will talk about is what's in the soil, what we can find in the soil. Here is the cross-section of the soil or sample soil, and the soil contains fungi, the hyphae or the fungi that is important, providing nitrogen for the plants. This green stuff will represent the dead organic matter that comes from diseased organisms. These dots represent the bacteria, they are not to scale. That is the clay material, clay particles, and air pockets, that they are so important for the plant, for the roots, that the soil will not be clogged, because otherwise cellular respiration would not be able to taken place in the roots. And sand, rock, mineral particles also part of the soil. So soil is biotic or abiotic. Well, it contains biotic and abiotic parts. Number three is how ions are going to be picked up from the soil by the root. So here is the root system for a plant. This is going to be the soil level. So because of the cellular respiration that happens in the roots too, carbon dioxide is going to diffuse out through simple diffusion into the soil, and because the soil is moist, the carbon dioxide will bind with the water, forming carbonic acid, but the carbonic acid is going to dissociate into its ions, bicarbonate and hydrogen ion. On the other hand, also hydrogen is actively pumped out through with the help of ATP from the plant's root system into the soil, and we have a clay particle surrounded all around in the soil, and the clay particle by itself is negative, so it accumulates the positive ions, the cations on the surface. So they are bound, the sodium, potassium, calcium ions. If we are talking about the negative ions can be washed through easily in the soil So it's not as easy to get the negative ions, but the positive ions, they are attached to the clay. So the hydrogen ion is going to bind to the clay particle, and when it binds into the clay particle, pushes out one of the cation, and the cation is going to be picked up by the root system. So this is a cation release or cation exchange program.